Hi everyone. So today I'm going to paint a sloth. I have on here, this is the little cutout. It's part of the kids kit that I sold. So let's just get started. I'm going to paint this. I have drawn the shape of his face on here first. So I'm just going to paint where I drawn his little face where I want it to be. Just fill it all in here. Pretend he's got little funky hair up here. I say a boy, it could be, he's in the boy kit, or he was part of the boy kit. I think the current kit I have available in my Etsy shop has a baseball. But if you'd like the sloth instead of the baseball, you could just message me. There'll be no additional cost. But so there's his face. I know I'm going to have his belly. I don't really know if the sloth's belly is lighter, but mine's going to be a little lighter. So let's give it a lighter color down here. Okay. Let me clean my brush real quick here. I've got some brown paint. I am going to grab a little bit bigger of a brush. And I'm just going to cover everything else brown. I got my brush really loaded here with brown paint. You'll see the little points here. I'm not going to paint. That's like his little claw. Here's a little claw here and up here. So I'm going to leave those. I'm not going to paint those. I'll come back and paint those. Let me turn it around a little bit. Put the top one there. Might need to go to a smaller brush around all the details. I will, but let's get the big area all filled in first. And we can do that rather quickly here. Smooth out where I might have any light coverings. Okay, let me grab a smaller brush again so I can get up into his face here. You can just Google a sloth and see what they look like when you're trying to draw yours out. Or you can look at my picture as a reference. On my blog at craftytessie.com, I do have a video showing how I painted each one of the pieces for the kids kit. And this is a great kit that you could, if you're a grandma and you want to send if you're quarantined from your grandkids right now, you want to send them a little gift. It does come with paint and paintbrushes if you want it. If not, I do sell just the blanks. So there's our little sloth right now. Just come along and straighten out. So we're going to let that dry for just a second, and while that's drying, I'm going to mix me down here in the black and white. I'm going to mix a little together and get me a gray going so I can do his claws. I didn't know if his claws were gray or if they were light brown. I don't think it really matters, as long as there's a definition of them. So I'm just going to paint them gray though. See his little claws there. There's the claws over here. Not a whole lot in that color, but that's kind of where we're getting at. I may have to blow dry it just for a second. Hang on, let me get the blow dryer out. As it's drying, you can see that it does need a second coat of the brown. So let's get my bigger paintbrush out again and give it a second coat of the brown. Covered up some of the gray there. You can fix that though. I don't have a lot of paint on my brush. It's not real heavy. Just giving it a light second coat. Let me get some more brown here. So get the big paintbrush here. I'm being very careful. Smoothing it all out. Here we go. Take the lighter one and just come in once again. Or not the lighter one, the smaller one. And just sharpen up these little hairlines. I'm also going to come back and outline this in black, so I don't really, when I outline it in black I can really get the details then. So I did hit a little over here, so let's bring this back up. Okay. Okay, the peach or the lighter color looks good to me. I don't think I need a second coat there, but I do want to get another brush, and I'm gonna paint in his nose. His nose is just kind of like right in the middle. It's gonna be right here. So I'm just gonna paint a little nose. Something like that. Maybe bring just a little line underneath. Do we want him to smile? Let's have our sloth be smiling. Then we can get ready to paint the eyes. Working from home, and the doggies all want to be a part of everything. So I'm going to make a couple of, let's see, I am going to make some eyes over here. I kind of like do a D, just like as if I was writing the letter D but backwards. On this side, of course, it's going to be a letter D, but the correct way. I am going to let that dry, and while I let it dry, I'm going to just take my little brush and outline everything. Just go along his face with the brush. Go ahead and do all the way around everything here. The black really makes it pop. You really get to see the little points in the feather, in the hair, the fur. Okay, there's his little face so far. I want to go ahead and do some black around here. I'm going to put a couple of just squiggly lines right along his neck area, just to make it look like there's some movement there. Okay, now over here, this is his leg, so I know I'm going to put a couple of marks up like that just to show you those are his little legs sitting up. And we know this is his hand, so if I outline, let's outline the cream area. Okay, so now I need to make some definitions of like his hands, his little arms. So I'll do that, and I'll come up here. I'm not quite sure where yet. I'm going to go here, just do a couple of feathers like that's his little arm. And I'll do something similar on this side. And bring his arm down to there. So now it looks like his little arms are coming down. Okay, let's finish his eyes. I'm going to take some white and just go on the outside, like trace the outside of that D, just a little bit bigger D. Just like that, just to give it some white in his eye. I'll do the same on the other side, just trace along the one side of the D. Okay. Gonna come back in some black here and do like some eyelashes. Let's make him look like he's got a couple of eyelashes. I know it's a boy, and I'm going to outline the white too. But you still want him to look innocent, and I think the little eyelashes will give him some innocent look. So let's do that. 3 little eyelashes. And then the eyelashes are just right on top of his eye there, guys. And then I just outline everything. Okay. I think I'm going to take a little white dot, put it in the black. Yeah, that looks good. A little white dot right there. Let's take some white and just some highlights up in his tan color. Maybe just a little slither of white on the grays, the gray part of his. Okay. Well, I would say my sloth is done, but you know me, I'm never really done. So I'm gonna fix his nose just a little bit. I think his nose could be a little better shape. So I come down just a little bit on his nose. Maybe I'll put a little white highlight up in his nose there too. Okay, that looks pretty good. Okay, so now I need, you guys can quit here, it'd be done. He'd be a cute little sloth for your room. You could hang him up and display him, but I want to put some highlights on him. So I'm going to mix some of my brown and some of the lighter tan color. I'm going to just see if I can get a little lighter of color. Not as light as this, but not as dark as this. See what I can come up with by mixing the two colors. Okay, that's pretty good. So now what I'm going to do is just kind of go along the sides of him just a little bit, just to give it something. Maybe look like it's a little furry or something. Let's go around his head. I'm going to come back in with a little bit of dark here in a minute. And tone down the dark areas, or tone down the areas that I have a little too light. Okay, so now let's grab some more of just the regular color brown and do the same thing with the regular brown. It's just, I'm trying to give it some movement in it so it's not so flat. And the only way I can do this is to put layers on here. Layers of highlights and lowlights. So now he's looking really cute. Kind of mixing the paint all together. See that? Now he looks furry and not flat. You can do this with acrylic paint because I'm painting wet on wet. I'm working rather quickly so that it doesn't dry before and if it dries, you just add some more of the light, then some more of the black, the dark, not so much the black, but the dark. So now my little sloth has some shading on him. So there you go. There's your little sloth. And if you're a little girl, if you wanted to paint some flowers on it, you could, maybe paint some flowers down here, like maybe she's sitting in a little flower patch, or you can maybe put some flowers up here on her head. Let me show you. If I was going to paint a little girl sloth, let me hit it with the dryer real quick. So let's just take some white paint and paint some white right here. Let's paint 3 circles. 3 circles. We're going to pretend they're flowers. So here's 1, there's 2, and here's number 3. They're just like 3 little circles. Now I'm going to pretend that there's a leaf over here, so I'm going to go ahead and paint it white too, because on top of this brown I'm going to need something to cover up it not being brown. Let's do a couple of leaves over here. I know my granddaughter likes to wear bows and stuff in her hair, so I'm going to make this a little girl for my granddaughter. Kind of reminds me of those unicorns that have the little flowers on top of them. So, okay, I know it kind of looks odd right now, but let's just give it a second. Let me hit it with the blow dryer. Okay, and let's use some pink. If you bought the kit, with the paint kit, you already are going to have some pink, and you're going to have some blue and green and yellow. So let's do some pink and yellow flowers up in here. And you do have green, so let's do green for the leaves. So I am just going to take a little paintbrush, and I'm going to turn it upside down here. I am going to paint these 2 flowers out here, these 2 little circles. I'm going to paint them pink. Just going to paint them a rough pink. Okay, then I'll make the big one in the middle nice and yellow. You can make your colors whatever you want. I'm just going to do yellow in the middle for mine. I'm just coloring the circles. They're not perfect circles, this is just a rough coat over these. We'll come in with some details, make them look like flowers here in just a second. Okay. She's starting to look like she might have a headband on there. So let's take some white and mix it in with our pink so we get a little bit lighter color pink for some highlights. I like to make my own colors a lot of the time. So now in here I'm just going to put in a second color of pink. And I'm just kind of doing this like little commas or parentheses or just little bitty half circles in there. I'm going to do the same thing with my yellow. Make me a little lighter yellow. I still want some lighter than that. I'll come up here, just add some yellow. Okay, now let's add some black and white and outline everything. So I'm going to kind of go around the pink flowers first, like as if it was a pink you got to see the outline of the flowers. Then I'll do the big yellow one. Big yellow one is, I'll do the up around the top too, so we can stop it from going off of her head. Let's put some little highlights of black in the flowers. Actually, I think I'm going to take the black and do some center dots. Not so much, but just give them some center dots. Okay, let's outline our leaves. That'll help. Outline this one. Okay. Maybe just a little bit of white in all of them and everything. I'm going to dry it just for a second real quick. Okay, so now I'm going to take the white, put a little bit on my green flowers. And then I'm going to put a little bit in each of the flowers on the inside, just like I did the lighter colors. Now I'm just going to go even lighter with the white paint. So now, there she looks like a little girl with a headband on. So there you go, guys. That's what the sloth looks like when you paint it. This would be really cute to put on a girl's door. This one would be really cute on a girl's door, as a door hanger for her bedroom or something. So, but have a great day, guys. Thank you for watching me, and I appreciate it.